What if the reason she doesn't prioritize you has nothing to do with her? What if the real issue lies in the way you've been showing up in your own life? And what if there was a timeless mindset that could shift everything without games, without begging? Let's get brutally honest. You keep trying to win her over, trying to fit into her world, and what are you getting in return? Ghosted, ignored, treated like an option. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This isn't about her, it's about you and the way you've been living. You're chasing her validation when you should be chasing your own purpose. You've built your identity around how she responds to you. And as long as you treat yourself like an afterthought, that's exactly how she'll treat you too. Let me ask you something. If you act like you're replaceable, why would she see you as anything else? Now imagine flipping the entire script. Not by playing mind games, not by pretending to be someone you're not, but by embracing a mindset so powerful it's lasted over 2,000 years and it's helped men command respect in every era. That mindset is Stoicism. It's not about being cold or emotionless. It's about mastering your emotions so they don't master you. It's about becoming untouchable, not to avoid love, but to attract it on your terms. Because when you become a man of true value, she won't just notice, she'll fight to stay in your life. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the shift, how to stop being an afterthought and start being the man she can't afford to lose. This video isn't for men who want quick tricks or surface-level hacks. It's for those who are done being someone's second choice. And here's the kicker. You're going to do it without chasing, without begging, without changing who you are to please her. You've been lied to your whole life. Be nice. Be available, be sweet, be everything for her. But how has that been working for you? You're being ignored, ghosted, left wondering what went wrong. It's time to stop being her fallback plan and start becoming her priority. No, that doesn't mean treating her poorly. That's not strength, that's weakness. What it means is treating yourself with the respect you've been so desperate to give away. Because women don't chase the man who's always there. They chase the man who's centered in his own mission. Why? Because women are wired to admire strength, not noise, not desperation, but presence, discipline, boundaries. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. Let's begin with the first step on this journey, understanding why you're always the backup, not just with women, but in every part of your life. So if acting like her safety net has only made you invisible, what actually works? Let's face it, being the nice guy hasn't gotten you the outcome you wanted, has it? We've all been told that kindness wins hearts, but in the world of modern relationships, nice guys don't finish last because they're kind. They finish last because they're too available, too eager, and too accommodating. And while that might sound noble, what it really signals is weakness. It says you don't value your time, your presence, or yourself. And if you don't see your own worth, why should she? 2, the power of emotional detachment. Let's talk about your most powerful weapon in relationships, one that doesn't require words, tricks, or strategies. It's called emotional detachment. Now, before you jump to conclusions, no, this doesn't mean shutting off your feelings or pretending not to care. It means not allowing your emotions to be hijacked by her actions. It means staying grounded when she tests your patience or pulls away. Because here's the hard truth. The moment she knows she can control your emotional state, she owns you. If she can spark jealousy, make you anxious, or send you into a spiral simply by ignoring your texts or canceling last-minute plans, she has the upper hand. And whether she does it consciously or not, that dynamic kills attraction. But when you develop emotional detachment, you take back control. Let's say she suddenly goes cold over text. No emojis, no enthusiasm, just dry, one-word replies. Most guys would start panicking, replaying every detail of their last conversation, wondering what they did wrong. But not you. Why? Because you understand one vital truth. Her behavior is about her, not about you. You don't flinch. You don't chase. You stay calm, grounded, unshaken. She doesn't reply? Cool. You've got better things to do. She bails on plans? No problem. Your time is already spoken for. You're not being cold. You're being centered. And that makes you magnetic. Emotional detachment doesn't just protect you from unnecessary drama. It makes you irresistible. Because in a world full of men who are emotionally reactive, you become the rare one who brings stability. And here's where it gets even deeper. Emotional detachment isn't just about how you deal with her, it's about how you manage yourself. When you stop seeking validation from women, your mind is free to focus on what actually matters: your goals, your passions, your purpose. And here's the paradox: when you become that kind of man, she wants to validate you, because a man on a mission is a man she can't manipulate. He's dangerous in the best way possible. 3. Setting stoic boundaries that demand respect. Now, let's talk about boundaries, the quiet force that separates respected men from the rest. If you don't set clear boundaries, trust me, she will. And when she does, those rules won't be in your favor. Most guys think setting boundaries makes them look rude or controlling. That's dead wrong. Setting boundaries is not about controlling her. It's about respecting yourself. It's about showing her with your actions that your time and energy aren't to be thrown around like loose change. Imagine this. She texts you at 11 p.m. asking you to come over last minute. If you drop everything and run to her, congratulations. You just taught her that her time matters more than yours. But if you say, sorry, I'm busy tonight, let's plan something earlier next time, you've just drawn a line, a powerful one. You've said, I don't revolve around your convenience. And that's a message she won't forget. Here's the thing. Women test boundaries, not out of malice, but to see what kind of man you are. If you fold every time, respect evaporates. And once respect is gone, so is attraction. But boundaries go far beyond scheduling. They touch every part of your life: your energy, your emotions, your values. If you're dating someone who's still entertaining other options, stringing you along while keeping the door open to others, you need to make a choice. You look her in the eye and say, I'm not interested in being one of many. Either we're exclusive or I'm out. That's not drama. That's clarity. And clarity is power, because if she won't respect your boundary, you walk away. No need to argue. No need to just leave the door behind you, firmly shut. And now, let's go even deeper. Because in the modern dating world, words aren't what define a man. His actions do. Let's talk about why showing, not telling, is the key to becoming unforgettable. You've learned that boundaries build respect and detachment builds power. But now comes the part most men fail at: consistency. Because no matter how strong your mindset is, if your words say one thing but your actions say another, you lose all credibility. 4. Why actions speak louder. Here's the cold truth. You're talking too much and doing far too little. You spend hours texting her, trying to explain yourself, reassuring her, convincing her that you're different. But what does she really hear? Just noise. You're trapped in a cycle, always trying to prove your worth through words. But women aren't moved by speeches. They're moved by presence, by action, by energy. While you're pouring your heart out, thinking you're building something real, she's sitting there wondering, will he actually back it up? Because the truth is, she's heard it all before. I'm not like those other guys. I really care about you. I'm serious about us. Every man says it, and every man thinks he's the one exception. But you're not judged by your promises. You're judged by your consistency. 100 heartfelt texts won't mean a thing if your behavior doesn't match them. She doesn't want a poet. She wants proof. That's why from this moment on, you need to stop explaining yourself and start showing her. Start becoming the man who says little but does a lot. The kind of man whose decisions speak louder than declarations. Because when your actions align with your words, you become a man of integrity. And a man of integrity doesn't need to sell himself. He simply is. Think about the kind of men women are naturally drawn to. Is it the guy who's texting every hour, begging for her attention? Or is it the one who does what he says, calmly, confidently, without fanfare? He's not chasing her. He's not performing for her. He's living his life and letting her choose if she wants to be a part of it. That's what it means to be a man of action. Out of 5, master the art of mystery. And now let's unlock a forgotten weapon of masculine power: mystery. In today's world where everyone overshares every emotion, every move, and every meal on social media, mystery is rare, and rare is magnetic. Here's the deal. If she can predict everything about you, your thoughts, your routine, your every reply, she will lose interest faster than you can say, "Good morning, beautiful." Now, this doesn't mean lying or playing games. It means letting go of the need to over-communicate. Predictability is the kiss of death in early attraction. You think it's sweet to check in constantly. She thinks it's exhausting. You're texting her good morning, good night, giving her hourly updates. But what you're really doing is removing the oxygen of attraction, curiosity. Let her wonder. Let her ask herself, what's he doing? Is he thinking about me? Why hasn't he messaged yet? That's when you become unforgettable. Not because you overwhelmed her, but because you left space for her mind to fill in the blanks. Let's paint a picture. She texts you, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" Most guys would respond instantly, sharing every boring detail. "Just watching Netflix. You want to come over?" You just gave her the entire story. No intrigue, no spark. Instead, try this. "Got a few things going on tonight. Might step out later. What about you?" Now you've done something subtle but powerful. You've created space. You've planted a seed of curiosity. She doesn't know exactly what you're doing, and that's the point. She's wondering, imagining, engaging. That's the art of mystery. Because let me tell you, she's not fantasizing about the guy who's texting every 5 minutes. She's fantasizing about the one she can't quite figure out, the one she has to chase just a little bit. And the more you lean into that calm unpredictability, the more you stay on her mind. 6, reclaiming your time. And that brings us to one of the most crucial shifts of all, owning your time. Because here's what destroys a man's value faster than anything else: constantly reshuffling his life to fit hers. A man who doesn't protect his time will never be respected. Not by women, not by anyone. If you're always free, always waiting, always rearranging your plans just in case she calls, she will take you for granted. And once that happens, game over. In today's dating scene, women are used to men bending over backward for their attention. But you're going to be different. If reclaiming your time is the first step to being respected, then protecting how it's spent is the key to being desired. Here's the reality no one tells you. She's not short on attention. She's got guys lining up, bending over backward, willing to sacrifice everything just for a sliver of her time. But guess what? Women don't respect men who are always available. They respect men who are focused, men with a mission, men who don't drop everything at a text from her. The man she respects is the one who's not afraid to say, "No, I've got other plans." Because that man has boundaries. That man values his own time, sometimes even more than hers. When you're constantly available, when you rearrange your day to fit her schedule, you're sending a subtle but loud message. Her time matters more than yours. But the moment you flip that script, the moment you put your goals, your growth, your grind first, something unexpected happens. She starts chasing you. Suddenly, your time becomes something she wants to earn. Your attention becomes a reward, not a guarantee. She realizes she can't just snap her fingers and expect you to come running. And that shift, that's power. So don't be afraid to make her work for it. Make her earn your presence. Because here's the truth: a man who respects his own time is a man everyone wants to be around, especially women. 7, the reciprocity rule. This is the trap that most men fall into, and they don't even realize it. You're giving her everything: your time, your attention, your energy. And what are you getting in return? A few half-hearted replies? A string of excuses? A vague plan that never gets confirmed? Here's the truth: you're being played. And worse, it's your fault. You're teaching her that this is acceptable, that she can offer the bare minimum, and you'll stick around anyway. Let's be brutally honest. Women are masters of effort management. They instinctively know how to give just enough to keep you around, but never enough to fully invest. You tell yourself she's busy, too swamped to reply, too tired to make plans. But what's really happening? She's giving her full energy to someone else, someone she actually sees as a priority. And you're getting the leftovers. Not because she's heartless, but because you've shown her that you're okay with crumbs. It's time to stop. Stop being the guy who overextends. Stop chasing someone who gives nothing back. Stop rewarding laziness with more effort. If she's not putting in energy, you pull back. No anger, no drama, just quiet distance. Let her feel your absence. Because here's what most men get wrong. They think if they just try harder, give more, prove themselves, she'll come around. But it's the opposite. The harder you chase, the more she runs. The more you give without receiving, the less she values what you offer. Instead, let the balance reveal itself. If she cares, she'll feel the shift and respond. If she doesn't, she'll fade away. Either way, you win. Because why would you want to invest in someone who only sees you as a convenience? A woman who doesn't reciprocate won't ever prioritize you. And that's the truth most men refuse to face. 8. Turning rejection into power. Now let's talk about one of the hardest but most transformational moments in a man's life: rejection. Most guys crumble the moment they feel it. She doesn't text back, she cancels a date, she ghosts you. Suddenly, your confidence collapses. You question everything. Was I not enough? What did I do wrong? But let me stop you right there, because here's the truth no one told you. Rejection isn't about you, it's about her. And if she didn't see your value, that's her blind spot, not your failure. In fact, her rejection might just be the biggest gift she ever gave you. You might think, but I really liked her. That's fine. But understand this: if she had to reject you, then she was never really yours to begin with. She didn't recognize what you bring to the table. And that's not your loss, it's hers. Because rejection, it's not a setback. It's a mirror. It shows you where you need to grow. It highlights the parts of yourself that need strengthening. It points you toward the next version of you, the one who doesn't beg for scraps, but commands respect effortlessly. So next time a woman pulls away, thank her. Because whether she meant to or not, she just gave you a reason to level up. Ready to keep going? In the next chapter, we'll dive into how to rebuild your mindset after rejection and how to rise stronger, wiser, and more unshakable than ever before. Here's the kicker: rejection doesn't define you. It refines you. It pushes you to become sharper, stronger, and more grounded in who you are. You see, rejection is part of the game. Every man faces it. You're not going to win them all, and that's perfectly fine. The truth no one wants to say out loud: most women will reject you, not because you're not good enough, but because they're chasing something else. They're in pursuit of the highest value man they can reach at that moment. And if you don't fit that frame, even temporarily, they'll move on without hesitation. But here's the part you need to burn into your mind: that's not your loss, it's hers. You have to stop internalizing rejection. It's not an attack on your worth, it's a reflection of her priorities. It's not a verdict, it's a mirror. Ask yourself, what did this rejection reveal? Were you too eager, too available, lacking boundaries, chasing too hard? Whatever it is, don't run from it, learn from it. This is exactly where the Stoic mindset becomes your superpower. You don't crumble, you don't react emotionally, you don't spiral. Instead, you get calm, you get logical, you analyze. What is this teaching me? How can I use this pain to improve myself? Because the truth is, rejection is freedom. It frees you from wasting time and energy on someone who doesn't recognize your value. It clears space for someone better, someone who does see your worth. So next time a woman ghosts you, flakes on plans, or gives you the "I'm not ready for a relationship" speech, thank her. Yes, thank her. She just gave you clarity. She just opened the door to a better version of you. And if you use that energy to build, to level up, to evolve, she might end up watching you from a distance, wishing she hadn't let you go. Because here's the truth: the woman who rejected you today could be chasing you tomorrow if you rise above and become undeniable. The greatest revenge on rejection? Success. Success in your mindset, success in your confidence, success in your lifestyle. When she sees you thriving, not just with women, but in your mission, your career, your self-worth, that's when regret hits her the hardest. 9. Become her emotional anchor. Here's something most men never understand. Women are emotional beings, navigating daily waves of inner chaos, mood swings, uncertainty, emotional highs and lows. It's part of their nature. And most guys, they respond by joining the chaos. They try to fix her problems. They get defensive. They match her energy, or worse, they get emotional too. That's exactly what not to do. You're not supposed to ride her emotional roller coaster. You're supposed to anchor it. Because here's a hard truth: a woman will always crave the man who remains calm in her storm. Why? Because in a world that constantly shifts and swirls, she needs stability. She needs a center of gravity. And if you can provide that, she'll never want to lose you. When she's overreacting, you stay still. When she's moody or uncertain, you stay composed. You become her emotional home base, grounded, calm, unshaken. While other guys are blowing up her phone, overreacting, getting insecure, you're the one man who doesn't flinch. That's your power. That's what makes you unforgettable. When she realizes that you are the calm in her storm, she'll start coming to you for clarity, for reassurance, not attention. And And in her world of unpredictability, you become her only constant. 10. The scarcity principle. Here's the final law, and one of the most powerful. The more available you are, the less she values you. It sounds brutal, but it's the truth. If she knows you'll always be there, no matter what, why should she make you a priority? Where's the urgency, the excitement, the reason to fight for your time? If you're always texting back in seconds, always ready to hang out, always dropping everything to see her, you're telling her that your time is cheap. And if you don't value it, why should she? Scarcity creates value. That's why men with ambition, goals, and purpose always seem to attract more women. They're busy, they're focused, they're building something, and women must fit into their world, not the other way around. You need to stop being so easy to reach, stop being so dictable, stop making yourself available 24/7, because when you're always there, you're not just boring, you're signaling that you have nothing else going on. But when you become scarce, when she has to wonder where you are, when she starts to feel your absence just a little, that's when she starts investing. That's when you become the prize. That's when she chases you. Scarcity isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to get because you're too focused on your mission to waste time on anything less than respect. Final message. If you truly want to be her priority, then you need to stop acting like an option. Stop pouring energy into women who give you nothing back. Stop sacrificing your mission for their approval. Stop playing small just to be liked. Instead, respect yourself, set boundaries, reclaim your time, master your emotions, and demand reciprocity. Because once you embrace the Stoic mindset, once you live with purpose, with calm, with unshakable self-worth, you become the man she cannot afford to lose. And remember, this isn't about manipulation. It's not about playing games. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. A man of discipline, clarity, and purpose. A man who doesn't chase because he's already fulfilled. A man who doesn't beg because he knows his value. A man she prioritizes because she feels the weight of who he is. If this message resonated with you, support the mission. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps us continue creating high-quality, no-nonsense content for men who are ready to rise. Let's help more men reclaim their power and finally become the priority they were always meant to be.